Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Soph.
Offsploke Aidan.
I'm Gaynor.
And today, this is my pick. We're going to do what army recruits go through at boot camp. So
Not for me.
Not for you.
What do you mean you would ever do anything like this?
I just couldn't be bothered with that.
What would
people,
it be about?
they're just so it's just so aggressive, isn't it? Like everyone,
Yeah.
people getting in your face all the time. It was just that
Yeah.
annoys
A bit
me.
like him. Like
when someone gets in my face, nothing annoys me more than people doing
I was
that.
just saying, I watched a movie years ago called An Officer and a Gentleman with Richard Gere.
Yes.
I remember him having to go through this whole, becoming an officer.
Yeah.
And,
very intense.
Push-ups with the face in the mud and all that
Oh,
sort
I
of stuff.
couldn't. Yeah. I don't think it'd be for me. I know, obviously, a lot of women now are very successful, like the army and stuff or whatever, but yeah, it won't be for me.
No, not for me either.
I don't like the early mornings or
Nothing would annoy me more if I'm doing a workout and I'm absolutely knackered and I can't do any more and they shouting at me to do more and I'm I would just get all pissy with them.
But in a way, it might actually encourage you to do more, though. Do you know what I mean? Push yourself.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal trainer. I used to have a personal trainer. And she used to push me and push me and push me until I was vomiting, and then I'm like, this is not fun. This is not supposed to be like.
I was
at the gym with my mate, and we were doing curls, and he was like, do one more, and I was struggling to do this last one. He was like, one more, you can do it. I was like, I just let go. I was like, mate, I can't fucking do it.
Like I actually can't. No,
right, anyway, yeah, let's get into it. What army recruits go through at boot camp?
Why are you moving? Why are you moving? Huh?
Yeah.
This is Army Boot Camp.
It was terrified.
Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week program known as One Station Unit Training, also known as OSUT. It happens here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta. Every year, more than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
13, 14, 15.
Although most of the recruits that we saw during our time there were male, recruits train together in gender-integrated platoons.
These young men and women that volunteer to serve, they show up to us as civilians, and then we take them through a transformative process to turn them into soldiers.
You just go to the position of attention, and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, which trains soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. We saw different companies at various stages of training. On day one, new infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
Listen up! You ain't got one here for you at this point. It's yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. You understand? Yes, drill sergeant! What I tell you, you will pass your folders to the front!
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base salary for an entry-level private is about $20,000 a year.
Let's go! 30 seconds! Hurry up, find your bag!
Once they're off the bus, the first order of business is establishing the code of conduct.
Because I promise you, if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, you're going to make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes? Yes, Drill Sergeant! Sexual assault is any unwanted physical contact in a sexual nature. So if you put your hands on another individual and you're not instructed to, or you're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault, and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, that is going to be on you. You will get kicked out of the military, and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender. Do you understand?
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and standing positions.
Hut train tight! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're going to see you, because you're taller than everyone else! Quickly! Who wants to there? Everybody move your feet! Grab one and go!
Why do they have to scream
what they want. You know what I mean? Obviously, it would help.
Yeah, I understand that, there has to be discipline. I understand that, you're there to learn.
Yeah.
But why scream like a lunatic at someone? It's just, so intense.
If he was really like soft with him though, it wouldn't be the same though, would it? But at the same time, it's probably a bit like it can be too much. But
it's finding a middle ground though. You don't need to scream at someone like that.
Because they're tall, it's like I can't help my height.
I just don't feel like you could make a joke in there either. Do you know what I mean?
No, you can't. No, it's not. It's very strict.
That's why I can.
At the beginning, I was like,
I would do that too because I always try and bust a joke here and there, even at the worst of places, and it just wouldn't happen there, would it?
No.
It just wouldn't be allowed.
None of us would make it.
No.
All the same.
The recruits grab the snack that's waiting for them inside, consisting of a fruit cup, sunflower seeds, a granola bar, and a juice box.
You know what? That's actually quite nice.
Sunflower seeds.
I like sunflower seeds. Yeah, they're really nice.
Sunflower seeds. Have you tried them?
No.
Try them.
No, they're actually really nice.
I honestly now guarantee you, I could bet you £1 million I'll hate them.
They're addicting. Like once you have one, you have to have like 50.
I hate nuts very.
It was very popular in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
a lot of Arab people eat that. Yeah. So that's why I first got it. Like my Arabic mate gave me it, and I was like, that's actually really nice.
Yeah.
I'll stick to like a Mars bar thing.
But a granola bar as well, nice. Juice box, nice. I can deal with that.
Yeah, little fruit cup.
It's a bit like a kid's lunchbox, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like there didn't look much there for like, you know what I mean, especially like
grown men like that.
Grown lads. Yeah.
Since 1775, the Army has been the bearer of our nation's strength in every crisis or conflict. Make no mistake about it, the journey you are embarking upon will not be easy. But you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you couldn't meet the challenge.
Listen up for your last 4-year social.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we'll give you a period to go in a room by yourself.
First, they're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband, like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate photographs.
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete them all.
Recruits get rid of contraband in an amnesty room, where they dispose of it by throwing it down a metal chute.
Is anybody confused on what you can and cannot have?
The next morning, the recruits report to the barber shop, where one barber has worked at Fort Benning for almost 60 years.
Wow.
I've been here ever since 1963. That's a long time. I should have been retired a long time ago.
It must be quite easy giving everyone this exact same haircut for 60 years. It's not like you're sitting down and be like, what do you want then, mate? Just going straight into it. He's only got one level razor.
I find it really strange that they all have to have their head shaved.
Yeah, I find that strange.
There's definitely reasoning behind it and stuff. You don't want like hair
I feel
in your
like
eyes.
maybe it's like so like visibility and like also like if you, I don't know, like if you have to be quick for having a shower and stuff.
Also, like hair lice and stuff, isn't it? Like
exactly.
If you're out in the field, you can get bugs in your hair.
Oh gosh.
Very true.
But I wake up in the morning now, I be wanting to come out here and go to work.
Recruits are issued uniforms. They receive a series of immunizations and vaccines.
They don't get a seat while they do it.
And get their official photo taken, along with myriad housekeeping details that fill up their 1 to 2 week stay in processing.
Hey, sit up straight.
That is until processing ends and the time for training finally arrives.
Let's go. Grab your bags and go.
We found a company of recruits about to begin training in the armor school.
Who's the bridle?
These recruits are about to be picked up and taken to their barracks, where they'll reside for the rest of their training.
Let's go. You guys are going to the front bus. Go.
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind. This short bus ride from processing to their new barracks will be the most peaceful moments these
So that guy's decided to back out after they've shaved his head. Wrong time, mate.
He probably only wanted his haircut.
Yeah, free haircut, mate, yeah.
recruits will experience for a while. What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Run! Run! At no time will you walk! You will run! Everyone you freaking go! Go! Run! Run! Did they say what? Get your bags up right now! Get your bags up! This way! Let's go! You're a tough guy! Don't move! Do something! Do something! That's what I thought! Why are you still not understanding? He just said it!
Well, it's really just
Outrageous.
a system so we can break them down to build them back up. We're breaking a lot of...
I'd be like, he's spitting on me.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, if you're getting that close to my face, you really better hope your breath doesn't stink. No.
And like, I don't understand, like, what have they done? Why are they shouting at him? Like,
It's just to toughen
them
them up, really, isn't it?
Yeah, to break them down, to make them cry, and then
Yeah.
build them back up again. But personally, I just don't see why.
They're just trying to see how weak you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'd
of
be
habits.
yelling back.
Yeah, that's not going to end well, though, is it, Gaynor?
Like, get straight back on that bus, Gaynor.
You're going straight home.
from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to establish that drill sergeant is in charge to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy rucksacks above their heads,
Over your head!
which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult? You can't pick that bag up. You decided to join the army and you can't pick that bag up. Right side bag, right side bag, right side bag.
After about 20 minutes, the
He's gonna pass
intensity
out.
begins to subside,
Oh.
and the drill sergeant's tone changes
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
before training officially begins. After the shock and awe of the shark attack, things do appear to calm down.
Is it a video?
It's a movie.
Movie, yeah. 347. I always wanted to be a star.
We found this group of infantry soldiers in week 11 of their training, practicing on the firing range. The mood
See,
was
that's
much
when it comes worth it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
more relaxed,
Try to get ate up on my level.
and their conversations with their drill sergeants are conducted at normal volumes, like when this drill sergeant educated the recruits on the meaning of the military expression, ate up.
Is a piece of ate up gum good? You don't want something that's ate up, right? You want something fresh. You break the seal, it smells like olive oil, right? Okay.
That dynamic changes because we want the soldiers to become more critical thinkers. At that point, we are turning into more coaches and mentors. We dial it back a little bit, so we don't want them frightened. We want them to be comfortable and in a state of mind that is receptive to learning and performing at that level.
Up to 241 hours of infantry OSIT are devoted to marksmanship, where recruits fire about 2,500 rounds using the M4 carbine, as well as the M249 squad automatic weapon, or SAW.
We create lethality, we create expert marksmen at their individual weapons, because as an infantry soldier, that's what we're asking them to do.
Recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMat.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
You're going to continue to pile in until we tell you to stop. You're going to place your back against the wall.
The recruits spend about 5 minutes inside the gas hut. Upon exiting the gas hut, the recruits are told to flap their arms like birds to remove excess gas from their uniforms. According to a drill sergeant, the effects of the gas begin to wear off after about 4 minutes.
He looks fine.
Some training moves indoors, like combatives, where recruits learn hand-to-hand self-defense tactics.
I'm trying to teach them to achieve a dominant body position. So get out of one negative position and then switch roles so they end up having the upper hand in a fight.
During combatives training, recruits warm up with a particularly painful-looking exercise, referred to as the EO. While laying on their backs, they have to engage their core to wiggle across the entire room.
They use their momentum, shoulder blades, their core to help them create space, warm up the body.
Recruits work up a major appetite during training. But Fort Benning is big, and they're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat. Each comes with an entree, like this vegetarian pasta with taco sauce, along with an assortment of items like mixed fruit, an energy bar, and this instant French vanilla cappuccino. Recruits just add water, shake it up, and enjoy. Once they're fortified, recruits return to their training.
It's just not the same out of a bag as like a plastic bag, is it?
Many years ago, we came across these cans that had no labels on, so we didn't know what was in them.
Yeah.
And until you opened them was when you found out. So you'd think by looking at the size of the can, you'd know what was in there. So there was one can that was about this big, and we opened it, and it had cheese in there, like processed cheese. But then there was another can that was exactly the same, but when you opened it, it was like peaches. So we had to open all these and put them in the fridge and eat them. Don't know where the heck my mum got them from.
I was going to ask.
That's a bit strange.
Yeah.
Who's buying stuff when you don't even know what you're buying?
I don't. I think they were given to her.
Oh.
And but we didn't know what was in there, so we had like sandwiches with this processed cheese and peaches for about a week.
Oh, very economical.
Recruits spend up to 60 hours in training known as MOUT, which stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain.
Door left. One man calls door left.
Infantrymen are expected to fight in different types of terrain and survive and win the fight. Right now, they are getting their first taste of what that's like in an urban environment.
Rolling T. All right, coming up.
In operations across Afghanistan, Iraq, we are conducting clearance operations, and it's applicable wherever we go.
Boom.
It's important for the future soldiers' muscle memory because they are working as a team with minimal communication, and they have to understand how that coordination works together.
Do it again.
After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are ready to leave Fort Benning. Friends and family gather to watch their soldiers graduate on NOA Field.
They look like soldiers, they act like soldiers, they're carrying their head high.
I'll never leave you alone, comrade.
I have trainees that were not alive when 9/11 happened. I think that's pretty powerful, that I still can find American citizens that want to volunteer to serve their country when we continue to ask them to go to combat.
These new infantrymen don't have long to greet their loved ones.
Get on the bus!
Or say goodbye to their friends before leaving Fort Benning to begin their service in the United States Army.
Boy, yeah, it was pretty intense, that, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
It takes a real man to do that, or a real woman.
Yeah, I certainly couldn't do it.
I definitely couldn't do it. Literally, just when they were at the very beginning, when they were having to run off the bus with the bags. Like, I know me, like, if I got my shoes wet in that puddle, that'd be it over. Wet socks, I'm going home. Like,
No, it's proper not for you, is it?
It's definitely not for me.
Wet socks.
No, you wouldn't.
I could deal with the wet socks. I couldn't deal with someone screaming in my face.
Yeah.
What would be the point from what you saw where you'd think, no, not for me? At what point?
I think the screaming in my face, like...
Yeah, that would definitely be up there for me.
I'd either burst into tears or I'd get really angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'd laugh.
Yeah.
It's like all those emotions in one. I'd be laughing, crying, and then like, I want to go home. No, you have to be a certain individual to sign up to go.
Yeah, definitely.
To go to war, basically.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like hat off to them. They clearly are doing a great thing for the country. Yeah. And very tough, risking their lives.
Yeah. When Declan wanted to go into the Royal Navy, didn't he? And I
Yeah.
tried to be supportive. I was like, if it's something you really want to do, then, you know, I'm
Yeah.
behind you. But I was like, please don't go.
I know, because I was thinking that when they were hugging the family at the end there, I just thought, imagine, you know, your son or like your grandson going off, and you'd be so proud, but you'd also worry about them, wouldn't you? Yeah. So it's definitely not convinced you to
Can you imagine him? He couldn't remember where anything was. They'd be like, Aidan, do you remember? No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, good one. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button for us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.